Welcome everybody to Virtual Reality Medicine and Surgery inaugural course 2020. My name is Jack Danger. I'm a consultant maxillofacial surgeon based at East Grinstead, Victoria Hospital and Brighton. I'm going to give you a little bit of a background to the whole concept and how we came about delivering this course to you and the potential applications of virtual reality in medical education. So I guess the journey really begins for a course that I've been holding here for 3 years at East Grinstead and Brighton. It's a get-a-very course which features virtual surgical planning and mandibular reconstruction using guided surgical techniques. We use a fibula free flat for mandibular reconstruction, pre-bent plates and cutting guides, one of the few courses worldwide that hosts a virtual get-a-very approaches in virtual surgical planning. The course also hosts advanced microvascular surgery skills. For those of you establishing microsurgery, you're already aware that microsurgery isn't just the anastomosis, it's beyond that. It's a setup of the surgeon, a setup of the assistant, setup of the vessels, understanding triangulation, how you manage salvage. And the third part of the course were soft tissue reconstruction using perforated free flats and concept of chimerism for a personalised approach in reconstruction. So we hosted this course in sunny Brighton and East Grinstead, and we were all set for this course to happen this year. All plans full steam ahead, but of course this happened to all of us and this changed massively our clinical practice. So the possibility of running a course, of course, was now no longer available to us, but actually delivering any kind of course in which there was close proximity between delegates and tutors could have had catastrophic effects. So we had to think outside the box as to how we deliver the course going forwards. I think the prospect of COVID being with us is unknown. It could be for some time, so we all need to learn to adapt. And the most important aspect of this, I guess, is understanding how we can still continue to deliver educational material, which is hugely important for our trainees, but appreciate the importance of social distancing. So we had a glut of webinars. Most of the specialties were delivering these sorts of webinars. We're now all very comfortable with using Zoom, GoTo and Cisco and Microsoft Teams, but most of these webinars are very one-dimensional, usually just didactic teaching, one-way interaction, sometimes two-dimensional with some Q&A at the end and some two-way interaction during the webinars. But I put my thinking hat on and I wanted to know how we could deliver educational material that was much more immersive and interactive than just a conventional webinar. Now, I've played with VR, I have a VR headset from my PlayStation, and really that's where it's grown from the gaming world. So I started having a little play and came up with this idea of virtual reality in medicine and surgery. But of course VR is nothing new, it's been around for quite some time, and the concept or value in education has been somewhat held back. There's a summit on in 2020, which I'd encourage you to go to if you're interested in this technology. But why hasn't it taken off? And there's two reasons why it hasn't taken off. And the first reason is because most people will try to make this a commercial exercise, and that adds zeros to the total cost of delivering this kind of material. If the costs are prohibitive, it's not likely to be utilised, and that's one of the key cornerstones of our concept in VRiMS, is to deliver free training resources for anyone, anywhere. The second reason is people often want to run before they can walk, start to over-engineer and bring in very complex concepts of haptics and augmented reality, and that again makes it a very expensive endeavour. So we have used a stepwise approach of keeping it very simple and understanding each of those steps before we move to the next. So we're not going to do anything complex and interactive with haptics. We're not going to use any augmented reality. We're going to have this as a simple interaction with short VR content and then get your feedback first of all before we move to the next level. So as potential applications, of course it has applications in medical surgical education. I think it's huge at any stage of your career, from medical student to senior trainee and consultant level. It's great for demonstrating clinical techniques, and we've posted some of these videos on our website. Useful for instrument setup, and again I've posted some videos. Haven't set up for hand instruments for a while, and you just want a reminder, whether you're a nurse or a surgeon, it's useful for that. Haven't moved on to surgical procedures yet, but that will be the ultimate ambition. I have to think a little bit more about consent and GDPR, and also how we film and get the best view. But the real value is in 360 simulation. You don't need a 360 view in surgery, you need a 360 view in emergency medicine and anesthesia, where people factors, human factors are important, and understanding that as an educational tool, such as ATLS and ALS. We've also done some preliminary work with cadaveric dissection, and I've demonstrated nicely that the quality of the 4K upstream upload is more than adequate for fine anatomy demonstration, including perforated flaps. Of course, it's also got a role for patients, both in education, rehabilitation, and that's untapped and uncharted territory. And this is the website that we've set up, so www.virtual reality in medicine and surgery. It's 4 key points of this course, of this concept, which underpin it are the new way of training and immersive, but most importantly free for trainees for anyone and anywhere. So if you click onto the website, you can scroll down and see how the concept came about, with some educational material on there, a bit of a background for us as well. But if you click on the specialty page, we've got an about page where we host the videos on how to convert your VR 360 video on your phone into a VR experience. But if you click on any of those subspecialties, we'll be adding content to that over the coming months and years. So if you have a look at, for example, on the plastics specialty section, Adam Blackburn is demonstrating MSAT markup. We've got ASIT demonstrating hand examination in VR mode. So if you click on any of those videos on your desktop, you'll be able to still have some sort of an immersive, interactive experience, because you can change the view to the perspective that you want. So this is Adam marking up George's calf for a medial cerebral artery perforator flap, and I'm just tapping and scrolling for the different perspectives. And if you just scroll forward a little bit, you'll see that when he's marking out the relevant anatomy for the flap, so you can get the perspective you want. Important to consider GDPR implications as well as consent implications. So we've got a GDPR consent form on the website. If anybody wants to post anything, send it to us to host on our website. You'll have all received the Striker headsets. These are Google £10 headsets that have been paid for and badged and endorsed by Striker, and we're grateful for the support that they've given us. The headsets, it is worth you trying them on to see whether you're getting on with them. Whether you can see the footage that we've already posted on the website, the quality is adequate for you and that they're comfortable. But if you're finding that they're not comfortable, then I'd suggest an alternative. This is from Amazon Prime, £20 headset, Tech Rise for iPhones. So make sure you get one that's compatible with your phone. What's useful with this is, as well as the foam padding, it has an adjustable interpupillary distance, and also can adjust the focal depth. And if you find that the quality isn't quite good enough, certainly when we upload the 4K quality, it's worth getting this headset in addition, because you'll see that quality in the image. So now you've got your headset, how can you watch the content? So there's 2 ways to watch the content, and again these videos are on the about page. First way to watch the content is to watch it on your desktop on a Facebook stream. So you just tap and scroll. This is one of my trainees who is watching on laptop and Facebook, and I'm in-house streaming to him, and he can change the view to the perspective that he wants. So that's one way of watching it, but this is the better way to watch it. So I'll talk you through this video so that you're happy with the setup. So you need to make sure you've downloaded the YouTube app. That's really important. If you haven't downloaded the app, it's not going to work. You can't open the video directly. You have to open the YouTube link. Once you open that link, you see the 360 video. Now you can tap and scroll, move the phone to get your 360 perspective. But if you enlarge it and then put it into landscape mode, and then tap on the icon in the bottom right hand side, the goggles icon, you're in VR mode. And all you need to do now is put it into your headset and you're ready to go. Make sure you center that up so the image is midline. And those are the correction wheels for click on the link to YouTube, open YouTube, tap and scroll to perspective, enlarge landscape mode, and then tap on the goggles icon in the bottom right hand side, and you then have the VR mode. In it goes. So an important thing to remember is that the default setting in quality resolution is low, 480, 720 usually. So if you want to get that 4K quality, you're going to have to adjust that yourself. Change that resolution. You click the top right hand side, drop down menu, quality, change it from auto to 2160, and then you have your 4K quality VR experience. So of course this now gives us the prospect of being able to deliver educational resource material to anyone, anywhere in the world. All they need is their mobile phone, an internet connection, a headset, and they get the VR experience. So we're going to be streaming in to Australia, streaming to Florida, and streaming to Jamaica. So the stepwise approach in working this whole concept up was to demonstrate simple clinical examinations and a tap and scroll on Facebook, followed by 360 on YouTube, in-house live streaming, and then out-house live streaming to Amsterdam. Such has been the progress and the development of this now. Our specialty president has endorsed the project and is keen to develop a dedicated app in which we can download the entire oral maxillofacial surgery curriculum in 360. So we've demonstrated the cadaver work, quality is easily good enough for perforator dissection, and what you're going to get is a perspective in which you can change the view to your preference. So of course we're going to have several cameras streaming through. We'll have a conventional 4K camera in surgeon's view, which will be able to zoom, a second camera through the light, through the theatre light in the anatomy suite. There'll be a third camera 360 view, surgeon's view, and some bullet cameras on retractors for you to switch to as well. And all of those will be on the website. So the flyers you've seen, head and neck, maxillofacial plastics, day 1 and 2, with lower limb reconstruction, facial deformity, facial palsy, facial aesthetics. The second day also features, the third day rather, also features hand surgery and a full day of ENT techniques. We've got on day 4 vascular surgeons with orthopaedic surgeons and breast surgeons demonstrating their various techniques. And then finally on day 5 the 360 simulation with emergency medicine and anaesthetics. So I'm really grateful to the entire faculty who've put a lot of effort in getting this together. This is an inaugural course, and we're just learning as we go along. And I guess the most important point that I'd like to make to you all is that we don't understand the full utility of this technology, and so we've kept it simple with a 15-minute demonstration in the main, followed with a conventional webinar, followed by a second short cadaveric demonstration again at 15 minutes. We need your feedback to understand this technology, and that feedback will be essential for future iterations of the course, and to better help understand how we can give you a truly immersive VR experience in medical and surgical training. So enjoy the course, and look forward to hearing your feedback.